Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into the Brantford real estate market, where the latest numbers are telling a story that's, well, it's a bit of a head-scratcher.
Okay, so let's get right into this puzzle. Get this. On one hand, the number of homes sold is up, almost 15% higher than this time last year. But on the other hand, the benchmark price for a typical home, it's actually dropped by nearly 6%.
So what is going on here? That seems to fly in the face of basic economics, right? More sales should equal higher prices. Let's dig into the data and see if we can solve this thing.
First up, let's zoom in on those sales numbers. This is going to give us our first real clue by looking at the demand side of the market.
Now, what's really interesting here is the context. Yeah, sales have bounced back a bit from the last couple of years, but just look at where that bar is compared to the 10-year average. It's still well below. That tells you the market is far from overheating.
To be exact, we're talking about 149 homes sold. So even though that 14.6% increase sounds impressive, the raw numbers shows us this is more of a gentle recovery than some kind of raging sales inferno.
So while demand is definitely showing some signs of life, it's not the main character in this story. The real action, as it turns out, is happening on the supply side.
And that brings us to the other side of the coin, supply. If demand is just kind of simmering, then we have to ask, how many homes are actually for sale?
Whoa, this quote from the local real estate association is a bombshell. We're not just talking about a little bump in listings. We're talking about a record-shattering flood of new homes hitting the market. In history.
And this slide just drives that point home perfectly. The chart on the left shows that historic spike in new listings, and the one on the right shows the direct result, the highest total number of homes for sale in over a decade.
And to put that into perspective, new listings were up nearly 30% compared to the 10-year average. 30%! It's like every seller decided to jump into the market all at once.
So, what happens when you have lukewarm demand colliding with a tidal wave of new supply? Well, let's find out.
The key metric here is something called months of inventory. It's a really simple way to see which way the market is balanced. Just think of it like this. If no new homes were listed, how long would it take to sell everything currently for sale? The higher the number, the more choice buyers have. As you can see, we're at 4.7 months of inventory, which is way above the long-term average. This is what we call a buyer's market, where suddenly buyers have the upper hand.
So the bottom line is, there's just way more supply than demand right now. When the long-term average is just 2.8 months, you know the current market is absolutely flooded with homes for sale.
Okay, so let's put all these pieces together and see how this crazy imbalance between supply and demand finally solves our original puzzle. With so many homes on the market and not enough buyers to snap them all up, it's really no surprise that prices are heading down. This chart shows a really clear downward trend ever since the market peaked way back in early 2022. This also helps explain a little quirk in the data. While the simple average sale price was up a tiny bit, the more accurate HPI benchmark, which tracks the value of a typical home, was down 5.8%. That's because just a few really expensive sales can skew the average, but the HPI gives us a much clearer picture of what's happening to home values overall. So here's the solution to our puzzle in a nutshell. A modest rebound in sales was completely drowned out by a historic flood of new listings. That created a buyer's market with sky-high inventory and, you guessed it, falling prices. The mystery is officially solved.
And that brings us to our final thought. The data clearly shows a market that has shifted in favor of buyers. You've got more choice and less price pressure than we've seen in years. So the big question is this the moment buyers have been waiting for, or will they wait on the sidelines to see if prices fall even further? Only time will tell.